Well, hello YouTube. I wanted to put this video together real quick because I got a few requests of information regarding the other video that I posted where I put my RC truck under the house and drove it around and had some first-person footage of that. So I've kind of come a long way since then. So I wanted to do a real quick video. It was just easier to kind of just see where I started and where I'm at now and where I'm going to be going. So this whole idea, just quick little background, was really just for fun. Just, as I needed to maybe go under my house, send this thing under there instead. And I just figured, how far can I take it? So it's kind of a fun little project for me. So it started off with, I purchased this truck that you see here. So this is a Axial Wraith. I picked this for two main reasons. I wanted something that was, all-time four-wheel drive, and something that had a reasonable suspension on it that would be able to go under the house really good. So that was pretty much my main reasons. This was a pretty good platform. I felt a pretty good build platform for anything that I might want to do. There's lots of parts, lots of things that I can get, just aftermarket stuff that I can get for this already, in addition to anything that I might be able to do with 3D printing and some modeling and stuff like that. So a whole lot of options there. So what I kind of started first with, one of my favorite little kind of prototype mediums to work with is cardboard and hot glue. So what I actually did was, on the back side of the Wraith here, was I put a piece of cardboard back here that I hot glued to it, and then I took my wife's old Samsung Galaxy S3, and I just took it, and with that platform, I hot glued it, essentially right here. So that's why you kind of you see that view from it here. And what was cool about that was just using the phone and putting it right on there got me that night basically into the house. And I put an app on the phone, which I can't remember the name of the app off the top of my head, but Web of Cam, I think, actually, maybe something like that. So I put this app on here that once this connected to my Wi-Fi, which again, you have to think about a lot of different things, right? So this truck is using 2.4 gigahertz. So I had to make sure that thankfully this phone is capable of 5.8 gigahertz, and my WAP is dual band, so it's 5.8. Because I didn't realize that at first, and when I was running everything on 2.4, my transmitter was killing. Because I was doing it from my laptop. I was sitting with my laptop next to me, and anytime I would try to control the car, it would just kill the wireless, so I'd lose all video. So switched over to 5.8, and what worked out about that was my access point is pretty centrally located in the house. I get pretty much full range on the entire property, even under the house. So that worked out really well, that I could just sit right here, just at my computer, and with the controller in my hand, and just drive the truck. Of course, the downside to that is it's specific to my house. Not everyone's going to have a wireless setup that's going to be, conducive to going to their house and exploring and all that. So I wanted to do something that was fully, separate from the wireless. So of course, looking at all the stuff that's available today, which is amazing and awesome, all the first-person video that you can do, with planes and quadcopters and helicopters and stuff like that. So why not integrate that on my truck? So the next stage where I'm at now, so way past the phone, so this thing's gone, so forget this thing. So what I've done since then, so I've taken the Wraith. You can see I got a Fat Shark. This is the, hold on, I'm getting a little feedback from something else I'm going to show you. Let me turn this off. Okay. So this is the Fat Shark 600 cam, relatively inexpensive. Comes with a pan, tilt, and rotate mount. So I got that, mounted the camera on there, and in my quick buying, I sort of made a little mistake that actually led to, I think, a pretty awesome little discovery. Was here's the transmitter, 5.8 gigahertz transmitter. I didn't buy the transmitter from the same company. I didn't think it mattered at the time, so I just, camera and transmitter, yeah, what the hell, I just purchased it. Come to find out after the fact, of course, when I'm putting everything together, that the transmitter to the camera is pushing out 12 volts, while the camera that I'm using is a 5 volt camera. So obviously that's not going to work. So I had to purchase a 12 volt to 5 volt step down for that, so I can get the 5 volts to the camera. So the advantage to that is, so you can see here, here's the battery just in the standard position. This is for the Wraith here. So this is the power system for the truck, which I haven't messed with. I did replace, of course, the radio in here, which I'll get to that in a minute, with a 6-channel radio, so I can get some more control over what I was doing. But essentially this is the stock power system there. So I have another battery here that's powering the power system for the first person video. But because I did this, the end result of that is I now have both a separate from the car, separate independent 12 volt and 5 volt power system, which is pretty cool because there's some other things that I want to do, and that gives me a lot of options being 12 volt and 5 volt. So it just, it was an accident, it happened, but like, hey, there we go. So with the car, so of course you can see I have this just with a piece of cardboard, my normal with hot glued in place for now. This is just sort of my test platform while I get the location of this exactly where I want it, which I'm pretty sure is where I want it now. And then what I have to do is I've already modeled these pieces here in 3D, just all these like tube type pieces, so I can just make these willy-nilly and then just create a couple more here and mount this to it. So that's kind of one of the next things I'm going to do there. The battery is just sort of with this Velcro is just mounted there, so I need a more permanent mount for that. Of course, the transmitter is just sitting here, so it's not protected at all. I have to create maybe a little box or something just with some airflow through it. But again, 3D printing makes this like really, really easy to be able to do this kind of stuff. So one of the future things, of course, of getting these parts permanently done, of course, covering it with a body to give it a little bit more protection, is also you can see right now for lights what I've done. This is just went to Fry's and bought some lights really quick. It was easy. I got these two just standard headlights here, and then to the side here kind of looks like sort of like little warp engines or something off the side of the camera there. Those two mini little flashlights that are attached to the entire pan tilt swivel mount, which gives me directional control of the lights, which is nice. But of course, this is just those are flashlights on there. My next $40 upgrade is for a set of 4 LED lights. They're LED light banks. I think it's like 5 LEDs like per bank, and I can mount 2 on either side here to give me directional control, and then 2 in the front here to act as headlights. And then I can actually, through which I'll show you in a second here, the controller, I'll have the ability to control the light intensity, so which is nice. I'll be able to adjust that, which is really important on the video, which I'll talk about in a second. So this is the car itself. Now what I've done with the video is, so I have the controller, which I'll show you, but the big thing I was kind of going back and forth with, which was first I was using my laptop with just this USB to video just sort of converter here, and I was controlling it and watching it through my computer. But I've since upgraded that, very inexpensive, very sort of hackery-do here. You can see what I've put together over here is the controller. So this is a Hobby King, just 6-channel cheapo controller, perfect for what I want to do. And the way that I have this set up right here is the left side, the left stick, which it's hard. It is a little bit kind of a heavy setup here, but the left thumbstick there I use to control the vehicle, and this is a mode 2 if I remember correctly. So the left stick is really what you would use to control if this was a helicopter, the throttles, the control right there, which I do have controlling the car, which actually works out very well when you want that fine control under the house. You can get a good steady sort of drive to the car at a good steady little pace, and then control the camera with the right side. The right thumbstick here, which I'll show you in a second, controls the pan and tilt of the camera. And then moving up, I have this actually controls the swivel. If I turn that, this will control the light intensity. If I swivel that, the buttons right now, this thing isn't as programmable as I wanted it to be to do what I want, but I have this set to limit the motion of the camera. So if I'm driving faster, it makes it a little easier when I'm having to move the camera around. It doesn't move as quickly. It kind of limits the range, so it's a little easier to drive if I'm going fast. The left one really doesn't serve a useful purpose right now. Moving up, you can see this is a speaker that I actually have to get the audio from the camera. And this is just a cheapo 7-inch, you can see there, hello, there I am back there. This is just a cheapo 7-inch LCD screen that's meant for cars, like to hook up to a VCR DVD player or whatever, right? Very inexpensive setup, actually, I have to say, putting it all together. Kind of going to the back side here, see if I can flip it over. So I'll just jury-rigged with Velcro and sticky tape and all that. But here's the receiver that I have right here. And I actually have another output I can do from the receiver that I can put to a dedicated box, another $40 upgrade. Small little box used for surveillance cameras to record straight to SD cards. So that's, again, one of the next upgrades. So there's the audio going into the camera, independent battery to run this whole setup here, which I'm still testing battery life. This whole setup, by the way, I'm still doing some testing, but I'm looking at least 2 hours, of solid use. So for the purposes of what I want it for, it's it's perfect. And then this is just like a glasses case sunglasses case I use to kind of just pack all the wires and everything in, just to kind of manage it a little bit. But you can see here, so if I control from the controller, you can see, so I have full motion, full control there, and you can see, there I am, hello. And then if I, like I said, turn that switch on, it kind of limits. See, with it on, I can only go that far, but if I turn it off, I can go much further. So it kind of limits the movement there. And then again, I'm not going to do it because I don't want this thing to fly off here, but I can control the vehicle from this side as well. So I did record. I did send it out of the house, record some video. I'm still working on the encoding that the program uses. So a lot of the programs are so far been kind of crappy that I've been using, so I'm going over some different things right now to kind of pick a good mix. So the recording resolution is a little low right now. It actually does come through higher when you're viewing it, but for some reason the settings are a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I will get to that. So yeah, so that's what I have so far. Any questions, shoot me a message. This is definitely a work in progress, a lot of fun. A lot of ideas of where I can kind of take this and what I can do. Just some quick little things. This car is pretty cool for a very small fee. Of course, it's all fee related. I can add rear steer to the vehicle as well, which in combination with some controller modifications, I can make it so it'll make some much tighter corners, under the house. Which is kind of the main goal, to get it under there and do that. And who knows, there's a lot of people in my neighborhood and the surrounding areas that might pay a few bucks, to send this thing under and see what things look like under there without having to crawl under there. So, all right, well, thank you very much, for your time. Appreciate everyone, taking the time to watch this video. So, pretty cool, fun stuff. So, all right, bye.